Tonight is all about the 10-day Rev Up, and we have several ladies here that are going to share their experiences with Rev Up. First, I want to introduce the coaches that are in here. There are actually 4 coaches in Rev Up, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But Wendy and I are 2 of the coaches. We're half of the coaches. So I'm Jennifer Strickland, and I have been like living this Revved Up lifestyle for the past couple of years. And I've lost 93 pounds doing this, and there's been some up and down. 93 pounds was my max. And actually that 93 pounds included some weight ahead of time, but I was doing some things that were very similar to Rev Up. When we started doing the Rev Up lifestyle, there were some positive corrections to what I was doing before that made a big difference. So Wendy has also been doing this for a while. Wendy, why don't you introduce yourself and kind of tell us tell us your weight loss story, and then I'll come back and share a little bit about myself.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure we're fighting each other. I forgot to do.
Oh, thank you.
So my name is Wendy Clayton, and I too have been on this Revved Up journey for over 2 years, and I have lost a total of 78 pounds thus far at this point. And yeah, before I started this, things were just not real fun. Looking back, it's hard to believe what I did accomplish where I was, but it's what I've been able to accomplish in the last 2 years as I've been working on my health journey and making changes has been amazing. It's been amazing. It's opened the door for so many wonderful things, and now have the wonderful opportunity to share a bit about what we do with you all, and with people through our 10-day Rev Up and some of our other opportunities. And it's just amazing. It's an amazing to be able to share this journey and help others along the way also.
Okay, so let's get me on here also. Both of us.
There you go.
There we go, side by side. Okay, so we'll have a little bit more discussion here. So what kind of things did you try to do with your weight loss before you started the Rev Up journey?
Before I started my Revved Up journey, I had done a lot of different things, tried a lot of different ways. And what I had found was I was able to be successful for a little while. Usually my limit, it seemed like my cycle I ran into was about 3 months. 3 months, I was able to be like super focused, stay on track. And I was never willing to like really submit to being under any type of coaching or even checking in with somebody else other than maybe some friends here and there. I was like, I should be able to do this on my own. Like, I should be able to do this by myself. Give me the list, give me the instructions, I can do it. And what I found is I could for a certain amount of time. And then life, things would get challenging, things would happen, life would get busy. And I didn't have somebody there pushing me to keep me going. And so that was one of the things. So I found myself, I'd work on stuff for a while. Depending on what I tried, sometimes I'd maintain what my progress for a while, but then slowly it would come back. And I had never gotten in those short times that I had done it, was not able to make the progress that I was able to make when I came and started this Revved Up journey, which I started, gosh, what has it been? August of 2021.
Yeah.
2021. I'm like, what year are we on? We're almost in 2024. It's amazing. Um, so yeah, when I started that, yeah, I finally got to the point where I was fed up with all the things, with where I was, with not making progress, with just seeing things keep creeping up. And had also, had done some personal development up to that point to realize it's okay to submit yourself to a coach and to submit yourself to some authority to help you make progress. And I was finally at that point where I've got to do something. I've got to do something, or I can't keep going the way I'm going.
Yeah, so I think that that's a pretty common thing. We either don't want to have accountability because of an authority issue, but a lot of us don't want to have accountability because we do think we should be able to do it ourselves. Like we carry this guilt, like it's food. I should be able to control this, right? But there's so much more to it that we don't understand. And when I realized that, even, I mean, Wendy and I tried to hold each other accountable with other things before this, and it didn't help a whole lot. We would try, and then we would just go do other things. So what all things did you try to lose weight with?
Like specific programs, or what do you
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, I did various types of like low carb things. I did like the Atkins type thing. I did, um, oh goodness, what else did I do? I did, oh, Trim Healthy Mama, I did, which actually was the next thing, the first thing I saw some actual progress with, but because it was more balanced approach to eating. What else did I do? Other things like just, I don't know, there was this fat flush program thing I did for a little while. Um, that you go through like super restrictive things. I've done some different short-term cleanses and things like that too to try to start things, but low carb was kind of always the one I went back to. Sometimes it was low carb, high fat, sometimes low carb, low fat, you know. All those things, the different types of things just didn't like I said, it would work for a little while and then I would I would give up on myself and I would just let things get in the way because although it was a priority, it honestly, wasn't enough at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. So I might have taken some more extreme measures. I did long-term water fasting. It was one of the more extreme measures. I did HCG. There were a lot of things that didn't even want to try because I was afraid it was going to get worse. Oh, my cat's looking in a bag here, making all this noise. Stop. He's okay. What else did I try? Let's see. I did try Trim Healthy Mama also. I realized that I had trouble with the carb, like the high carb days, whatever that was. And it was, I didn't realize I was having blood sugar issues. And so the higher carb days were a real problem for me. So that didn't work real well. And then I tried the Master Cleanse, which isn't bad, but people will go for like a year on that, and I don't know that that's always great for everybody. So I even was smoking for a long time. you know, I know, terrible, terrible things that just really, really tore down my health pretty bad. So I am just grateful that we found this, and it was actually Mary Stark Carter is one of the coaches in the group, and she was the first one that joined, like got with this coach that all of us went to, and we saw her progress. Wendy then jumped in after seeing Mary's progress, and then I don't know where Corey was. She was somewhere in there, Coach Corey. And then after seeing Mary and Wendy do well, that's when I was like, okay, this if it worked for them, then it's got to work for me. And it did. So I wanted to show you some before and after pictures. Oh, I didn't even talk about Food Addicts Anonymous. That was another one that I tried. And it's a good program because it's the first place I ever realized that mindset was an issue and that it was all about food addiction and stuff. And all of that there's some important pieces to that, but the food plan that they use was like from the 1970s. You don't get any fat in it. So that became a problem after I did that for a year. And then I got into this one and we did really well with it. Yeah. So let me share a picture. I'm going to go and share Wendy's pictures and then I'll share my pictures. Let's see. Okay. I don't know if Wendy's even shared this picture yet. Can y'all see it? It is, these are an old pair of pants of hers, and she put those on just recently while we were at the Rev Up Coaches Retreat to have that picture done. And I was really impressed to see that. I did not save any of mine. So I don't have anything to show for that. I might have to get some other ones. Look at that picture. That's before and after for her, 2019 to 20, is that say 2023, right? Yeah. So look at those dresses. It's beautiful. Here's another one. And there's another one. So you can see all the changes that happened right there. Now, let me see if it'll go to, oh, there's another one of Wendy. This one really stands out to me as being a big change. Was this like your heaviest weight here, Wendy?
Yeah, I think the one there on the left was where I was at pretty much at one of that. Well, and I actually got heavier than that later on, but yeah, that one definitely makes it look really bad. But I was definitely fluffy, very fluffy.
Yeah, and you probably weren't feeling very well, huh?
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Okay, let's see if I can make this a little bigger here. Whoops. Okay, hold on. I guess I can't make that bigger. So here are some before and after pictures of me. The first one was at 225 before I started with the coach that we all used. I was in the FAA program, and then right after this, when I got into FAA, I lost a bunch of weight, gained a bunch of weight back, and then on January 8th of 2022 is whenever I started with this coach on January 8th there. So that's at 206 pounds. So I had a little bit of space there. I didn't get all the way back up to 225. And then on August 22nd of that same year, I was 148.5 and I had lost a lot of hair. So this is why nutrition is super important. We have nutrition in our Rev Up program to make sure that you are able to lose weight in a healthy way. And then at the bottom here on the left was my top weight at 225, and then I got down to 133 here on the right. And I don't ever show these pictures because basically modesty reasons. Let me see if I can make that a little bit bigger. Oh, there we go. So I don't post these like on public Facebook or anything like that. I've got a lot of Orthodox Jewish friends, and it's just not something I want to post publicly, but you get to see it here. So this was my before and after at 138. Here in my after. I don't have my 133 pictures in these yet. Okay, there you go. So that is from January to September. September 2023. Okay. Yeah, because I maintained, I went up and then I maintained weight loss from this year and just went ahead and took that picture. Okay. Look at the difference there. That one is the biggest difference for me because you can see where I carry a lot of my weight, right? Oh, okay. I need to plug in my computer. I didn't realize I didn't have it plugged in. So let me stop screen sharing and sorry, my video went away. That turned back on. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about the history of the Rev Up. And Wendy, would you mind sharing about that? I'm going to go and plug my computer in. And I have did you get the notes that I sent you?
Yes, I
Okay.
did. Let me switch this out here. Okay. Okay, so history of kind of how the Rev Up, how our 10-day Rev Up began. So as Jennifer mentioned, the four of us that are coaches in the 10-day Rev Up program, we all did go through a very public program with the same coach, Coach Carmen O'Quinn, and we got to share our whole experience publicly as we went through the program. We learned some really amazing skills and got to be able to get a hold on our health and managing, all those things that we were not successful with in the past, learning how to be a part of an accountability program, listen to a coach, and then apply what we were learning is so important. So many of us, when we were going through that process, we had it in the back of our minds that we could offer something similar to the Young Living community because there's a huge need. And as Jennifer mentioned, depending on your nutrition through the process is super important. And we knew that using our products could really help enhance the journey and help you not only like lose weight and get healthy, but to do it in a safe and effective way. So some of us started after when I started going through the program, shortly, I don't know, when I got done with my initial 6 months, I'd started at that point already sharing, doing some groups, offering people the opportunity to come and learn alongside me what progress, what I did to get the results that I had. And then we had been talking about coming up with a version of the plan of the program using our Young Living products, then and coming together as a team of coaches who've been through the process, who've received the results, who have learned the skills, and then being able to share that with the greater community together. um, so we got together and have pulled together our experiences, our all that we have each learned through the process, and put this into a program that has shown itself to be very, very effective to all those who've plugged in to our 10-day Rev Up program. And it's just an amazing, amazing process that we have been able to go through and to share and to take what we have learned and to be able to now put it into a package that's simple to follow, and something that each and every person who does this and follows what we share has gotten results, gotten amazing results, and made progress even in the short 10 days of the initial program.
That's great. Yeah, we really have seen amazing results, and it's been encouraging to us because, when we first started, we're like, okay, is this going to work for everybody? It's um we just weren't sure exactly how it would work, although we had like all of us had kind of run some other people through similar things that we had been going through, and we were seeing positive results using Young Living products. And we thought, certainly this has to help a lot of people, because we were seeing the need in the Young Living community and our friends and everything. For everybody was going through things that we were going through, right? Just struggling. And a lot of us have gotten in a really dark place. Have you gotten in a dark place with your weight ever? Like, yeah, it's super, like it causes all kinds of health problems. You feel really defeated and hopeless and just like, I've tried everything and I don't know what else to do. And so the weight loss was like the last piece that I had to figure out. I had solved so many problems with our health, but I still had so much weight on me, and I had wonderful products. I'm like, what do I do? Because it's more than just a product, right? It's more than just taking something, this protein drink, or, you know, restricting certain foods or any of this kind of thing. There's so much more to it. And that's where the Rev Up is so different from other programs. And it's different than, it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. We have all of the pieces that go together to make this work. And I know that these ladies are going to tell you the same thing. It's very different from just, there are other programs that are out there and you can try them. I mean, try the other programs and see. Try Rev Up and see how that compares. So I think that you'll find that it's really good. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's see. Let's go ahead and hear success stories. I'm going to mix this up a little bit, Wendy, and then we'll talk about the plan. I would like to hear, let's see. Let me see who's going to come up next on my photos here. Okay, I think it's going to be, I'm out of order. Okay, it's going to be Becky. Becky, are you ready to share your story? Okay,
Sure.
so let's get you. Okay, there you go. Okay, Becky, go ahead and just fill us in. How did you do with Rev Up?
I did amazing. I was very skeptical to begin with. I went into it thinking I can do anything for 10 days, but I did not believe I would see huge results. But I lost 10.6 pounds in the first 10 days. and realized that it was a plan that I could stick with. And I have been sticking with it. I mean, there's always challenges. But this has been a plan out of all the many that I've tried over the years. This has been a plan that I've stuck with more than just a few months.
That's awesome. And you feel a lot better.
Oh, it's amazing the difference with the Ninja Red and the diet that was on the 10-day Rev Up. I lost chronic pain that I'd had down my neck into my fingers, the numbness and tingling. I'd had 2 neck surgeries and had actually scheduled an appointment to go back in and see my neck surgeon because of the pain. I thought my second surgery had failed, but I believe it was 100% related to the inflammation in my body because that pain has gone. It hasn't returned. Low back pain is gone, hasn't returned. So I think it was all related to what I was eating and not doing. I wasn't moving like I should because I didn't feel like moving.
Yeah. Wow. So how long have you been you started with the Rev Up and then you've been in our coaching program also.
Yes. So my first Rev Up was in, I believe, March. And then I joined the coaching program that started the 1st of May. And I've lost over 40 pounds now.
Wow, that's awesome.
A lot of better, I've built better ways of living. I mean, I'm active now. I work out. Never thought I would work out 6 days a week. And I don't always stick to that, but I try to stick to it. But I never thought I would regularly exercise. That was not my thing.
Well, I'm glad that you're doing it now. Do you enjoy the exercise? Huh?
It's a life changer. It's been a life-changing experience for me that I did not see coming.
Okay, so here's some pictures of Becky. Look at that before and after. Isn't that incredible? Look how much brighter her eyes are. And the inflammation is down. They look what?
They look a little larger now.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? Like your eyes begin to be revealed.
Definitely.
Here's another before and after. Okay. That's great, Becky. So I'm so glad that you were able to be here and you brought your sister in and the word is out.
Yes. I try to spread the word as often as I can, but my sister, she just watched and she watched, saw, and waited, and then she gave it a try, and she saw great benefit from it also.
She did fabulous. Thank you so much, Becky. Let me see who I have a picture for next. I have an order. I think it's Meg. Yes, it is Meg. So let's get Meg up here. Meg has a pretty incredible testimony. Now, Meg also, she didn't come in on the Rev Up. Is that correct, Meg? You
I came in April.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but you started with a coaching program and then you went into Rev Up?
No, I did. We did 1 month of Rev Up and then the coaching program started in May. So I did April Rev Up and started with coaching in May.
Okay, awesome. So you did start with Rev Up. Okay, so tell us your story.
Well, I'm a chef and I work around food all the time. So anytime I've tried to get on a weight loss program, I always, works for a little while and then would fail. And as a chef, I know what is healthy for me. I know what is right and wrong and what I should eat and what I shouldn't eat. But with this program, it actually showed that I could eat some of the things that I even thought I couldn't eat that weren't healthy for me. I can have carbs. You just got to eat the right carbs in the right amount. But I was at the point where I was sitting at my desk at work. I was promoted. I wasn't the chef. I was the director of food service now, and that's what I am currently. And I would sit at my desk and every day I would start to fall asleep. In the afternoon, I would just start to nod off. Anytime that I ate, I was just getting so tired. And so after I went to the doctor, they told me I was now, a diabetic.
And I knew it was close and that it was coming. And I mean, I'd been unhealthy for a long time, but uh, my A1C was way too high. It got up to 7.1 or even, I think even 7.3 at one time. And after starting the Rev Up program, I started that in April and then my coaching in May. When I went in for my October appointment, I had dropped my A1C from a 7.1 to a 5.8 using the Young Living products, the exercise and the food, and dropped my triglycerides from 200 points by 200 points. And to say the doctors and the nurses in the office were blown away is a kind of an understatement. They were like in little girls giggling. They couldn't believe what I had done in that short of amount of time. And I've even got off 2 of my blood pressure medicines. So I was on 2 different water pills for high blood pressure and for swelling in my feet. After the first Rev Up, the very first Rev Up in April, after that 10 days, my feet stopped swelling. And I was like, I went into the doctor's office in May and I'm like, my feet aren't swelling anymore. And that's why they had put me on 2 different prescriptions because they couldn't get it under control. And I said, they're not swelling. Can I at least stop taking one of them? And so they said, sure, well, let's take you off one and we'll monitor you. And by October, I was off both of them. And hopefully I'll be off a couple more pills when I have my next round of blood work done, in this new year. So it's been a true testament. I've lost about 42 pounds, but I've definitely needed the encouragement of friends and others around me. That has been the biggest thing. I've tried with just me and my mom. I've tried, with sisters, but having a real group, and sometimes a group that's not just family there with you, that you can see that they can encourage you, and that you matter to more people than just your family. It's just a big deal. It really helps to motivate you and get back on track because none of us are perfect. We're all going to make mistakes. We're all going to have that day where we step back, or that one meal that we shouldn't have eaten, that cookie or that French fry. I'm still in the kitchen with food. I'll walk by and we all have our weaknesses, but to have that encouragement to always get back on track is really helped. Just learning the proper ways to eat and the nutrition that I need on a daily basis really has changed my life in this 9 months.
Wow, that is an incredible testimony, Meg. I really love that. Thank you so much for sharing. And you saw her before and after pictures. What a blessing. So yeah, as coaches, it affects us. Like look what we've been able to do. We've taken our experience and we've helped other people to make a difference in their own lives where they came from where we were, just feeling trapped and hopeless and like, what am I going to do about this? Everything, like everybody is on medications like crazy, right? And that's where so many people we talk to, they're just like, well, I'm just getting old. I'm just, this is just the way it is. And like, it doesn't have to be that way. I don't think any of these ladies in here would be like, shoot, I just should have not done that this year. Right? I'd like to have all that stuff back. Nope. It was worth the effort.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you so much, Meg. Okay, next up is Cricket. Now, Cricket just started the 10-day Rev Up this last round in December. So she had wonderful results. And Cricket, do you want to tell us like what, I know you were on another program ahead of time, and then you were having a hard time deciding I think you tried Rev Up and you're like, I don't know. And then you came back and tried again and you had good success, right?
Right. So I like you have tried so many things, but studying about health and weight loss and the correlation between what I eat and what I need led me to a lot of the same information that I was getting with the Jumpstart, which is what I was doing before this. And I had tried paleo for years, and I barely lost any weight on paleo. I did lose some inflammation, just paleo alone. And then I tried intermittent fasting alone and with paleo. And again, that didn't really do much of anything. And then upping my water. I tried that with paleo, but not with intermittent fasting. And I mean, just I had like the elements, but I did not ever connect them all together. And I never had the ninja. And I feel like that was a big part of the success, was the ninja coming in, and the support in the group was amazing. And my sister kind of followed me into the jump start. And at that time we were living 1,000 miles apart, but we were still on the phone, hey, did you do your stuff today, whatever. But it's a little harder now that I'm here, because sometimes we give each other permission to be bad. And especially with the holidays, that was not good. But with the Rev Up, I came to a point where I had lost like 60 pounds. I can't remember the number exactly. And I kind of stalled. And I wasn't going anywhere else with the jump start, even with the, all the pieces there. So I knew I was still missing something. And y'all were trying to pull me into the Rev Up, but I did not want to measure my food. Not because I wanted to big portions or anything like that, but it's just the inconvenience of it, and the thought of trying to figure out, in my soup, how much of meat and how much veg. I just did not want to try and figure all that out. And so when we first tried the Rev Up, both me and my sister were like, I don't think it's for me. We're just gonna stick with the paleo. But then we were both stalled. Both of us were stalled. And we both talked about it, and we were like, we have to give this a try. And when we did actually put the effort in, the work in, I dropped another, what was it, 9 pounds, I think it was. It said on the picture, I don't know, 9 pounds and like 8.5 inches or something. Yeah, I couldn't really see it in the picture. I did the before and after, but knowing that the measurements were there and the numbers were there, telling me I'm on the right track, I'm going in the right direction. And my husband struggles with diabetes really bad. And before the jump start, his A1C was astronomical. I remember it being up over 9. He remembers it being up over 10, his A1C.
Take care.
And after the jump start, his A1C was 6,
He's trying
I
to get
think.
something out of it.
And now with the Rev Up, even, I know he's not officially in, but he eats what I eat. I think his blood sugars were down to 5,
No, I don't remember what they were.
5 or something. But it's crazy how much difference it makes. And I feel like we're eating a lot of food. So
Yeah. Wow.
I'm not.
So just to give a little bit of background for those of you that you were hearing her talking about the Jumpstart. The Jumpstart was another program that there was a Young Living leader that had started this program, and she did paleo and Ningxia Red, very similar to the way that we do, and exercise, and that's what helped Cricket and her sister to lose weight for a while, a good amount too, and then but they stalled out. So then they
the
realized, uh-huh. Were you
Yeah,
saying
it was
something?
with the paleo and intermittent, half your weight in water, all the stuff. But
Yeah. Okay.
we
So
were losing some.
oh, we have a little bit of delay. Sorry, we're talking over each other. So they did a really great job, just eventually got stalled out. So I was so happy to see when they did start the Rev Up that both she and her sister lost quite a bit of weight. So let's go ahead and hear from Charlie. Are you finished sharing there, Cricket, or did you have anything else to share? You're good? Okay. Okay, so let's get Charlie on here. And she's going to share her experience with you. And then we're going to get into a little bit about what the plan is.
Okay, she pretty much said a lot. She's my sister, Cricket. But yeah, I lost 10 pounds and 5.5 inches in the 10 days, bringing me up to a total of 65 pounds, since my heaviest. So, inflammation, the ninja is the key. Not only has it helped with inflammation, but it's helped me with some of my pains as well. I had to stop taking some of my nerve pain medicines because I don't have health insurance. I lost my health insurance. So the Ninja, though, I realized was actually keeping me afloat, to where I can tolerate. It's not, I don't think, I don't know. I'd be amazed if anything took it completely away, but um, yeah, I can't say enough about the coaches. I was really scared because, like my sister had mentioned previously, I think it was April, we tried. Well, we didn't really try. We quit on the first day, but we saw those measurement things and got scared, honestly, and it was just overwhelming. And we didn't reach out like we should have. Um, and Wendy was actually talking to me before the December Rev Up started, and I, like Cricket said, we talked about it, and I realized, you know what, something's got to change. We need something more sustainable, and we just need to figure it out, and they'll be there to help us. And y'all were, I mean, every time we had any concern, even still, but anytime we have any concerns or anything, you were there. The group, the other people going through it with you that have been through it or just starting out as well. Such an amazing support system. I can't say enough. That was a big key.
That's awesome, Charlie. I just love the stories that I'm hearing from all of you about about the pain that you were dealing with and how just dropping the inflammation in the body has released a lot of that pain. So yeah, that's congratulations, all of you, on your weight loss and your hard work, because it's not easy. It's not just take a pill, right? And that's all what we were used to chasing after before, but it's also pretty simple once you get it down, right? Those containers
Right.
aren't so scary anymore. That's awesome.
We're still learning,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to recipes.
Yes.
But now we know more about how to go, forward.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, Charlie. Okay, so I'm going to share a Rev Up promo video that we just released. It's just this little short video, and then we're going to talk about the plan. So let me get over to the right page here. That is not the right page. Hold on. Okay, over here. There we go. Okay.
I'm Coach Corey. I lost 45 pounds in my 60s. You can do this. I have had several back surgeries. They told me I would be on medications forever. That is not true. Your body will absolutely heal itself if you give it the nutrition that it needs to rebuild itself. 2 years ago, I crushed a vertebrae. It put me in bed. The doctors put me on drugs, told me not to move. because it was too close to the spinal cord. So I was in fear. When I got out of that fear and decided I was going to start walking, I started walking from the bed to the kitchen with canes. And all I kept saying was, every day in every way, I'm getting stronger and stronger.
I'm Gwen Heiler, and before Rev Up, I was at my heaviest weight. I have released over 45 pounds and over 20 inches, making much better choices, and I know that my health has improved.
I've been with Rev Up since April. I've done it every month. I've lost about 11 pounds, 8 inches. I've dropped down a size.
I've lost about 13 pounds, and I've gone down another size with my shirts and my pants. You know, I've just eaten with what she's been feeding me, and she's, feeding me the right stuff.
I'm Coach Jen, and I'm 46 years old. I was at 225 pounds, and I dropped 93 pounds. When I was 225 pounds, I was at my lowest, and my mindset was just a disaster. That encouragement and belief, I had to have somebody pour belief into me for me to know that there was hope. And so that's what I'm here to do for you. I'm going to bring you hope because you can do this.
Before doing the Rev Up, I was really struggling with lack of energy. I was struggling with hormones out of whack. Getting out of bed was actually quite painful. But doing the Rev Up has totally changed all of those things for me. I get up now, I feel no pain, I have heaps of energy, and it just makes me feel amazing and better than I did when I was in my 30s.
So we had a Rev Up Coaches Retreat, and that was some of that was put together there. Some of those video clips were from the Young Living Convention. So if you get an opportunity to go to convention, we will have some special Rev Up things that we get to do. I'm really excited about that. So we'll see what's coming up. I'll share a calendar with you a little bit later. Right now, I would like for Wendy to come back in here and share some basics of the plan.
Okay, so thanks, Jen, for all of that. Thanks, ladies, for sharing your testimonies. So amazing. Love hearing how much progress y'all have been able to make. Okay, so I'm sure y'all have been hung in here this far wondering, okay, so what did everybody do to get these results? So in our 10-day Rev Up program, the focus during that 10 days is really, you've heard this mentioned several times, but it's really to help people reduce inflammation and get you started on your health journey. And what we do is walk you through day by day with instructions and with encouragement and with different aspects to help you build good, healthy habits. And so we have a food plan. We have foods for you to follow, foods for you to choose from. You get to choose. We don't tell you exactly what to eat, but you do have a range of foods, a list of foods to follow. You can get creative with it. You can keep it super simple, whatever works best for you in your scheduling. We have you get some movement in every day. Nothing crazy, but something to get you out of your chair and getting some movement in today. You heard several of the ladies talk about that already in the video and here that we are sharing live about how important getting that movement is. And then water. So we do encourage you to increase your amount of water per day. It makes a huge difference in how well your body functions overall. And it's super important during your health journey, especially when you're working to lose weight and reduce inflammation. And then Ningxia Red. You heard several people mention this also. Ningxia Red is our core supplement that we have you get to use during our 10-day Rev Up. And this is what just really sets your body up to have that nutrition base to help you stay healthy, to raise your health level up in these 10 days, and also to help your body start to reduce that inflammation. And then we have some other supplements, other products that we recommend along the way. for our program, we kind of do a good, better, best options, and Ningxia Red is part of all 3 of those levels. We also add in our amazing protein powder options and then enzymes, which are super important to this process and helping get our digestive system work in the way that it should. And we offer, as a part of our 10-day program, we offer a packet with complete instructions so that you can follow things step by step. The coaches are in there every single day, helping you to know what to do, how to do it. And we work on walking you through different things to help your thinking, to help your mindset through this process. And I think you heard several people mention this too. That was a huge key for my journey also, is, I can follow instructions, but until you start working on your mindsets and your beliefs and get to the core of some of those things that are going on with you, we start to touch on that in the 10-day program. And it really helps you to see how your health journey is about all of you. It's not just about what you eat. It's not just about getting movement in. There is so much also tied to our emotions, to dealing with our past, to what we're thinking about, what we're speaking every day. So we get to touch on those topics with you each day as you go through the 10-day Rev Up. And we are there to offer encouragement, to offer direction. And then there's a whole community of people participating that are also there to encourage you, to support you. You heard a couple of the ladies here say how important plugging in and being a part of that accountability and that community has been for their journey, where other things that they tried, they didn't have that in it. They weren't successful. Same thing for me, same story for me. When we have that community, we have that encouragement. It is that just next level to help you stay motivated and encouraged to keep going, You can make it through the 10 days and then on. That's why people keep coming back, because they see the results. They love the community and the support and the training, the teaching that you're getting. And as you continue to plug in, that's where the results happen. So that is the core. Oh yeah. And prizes. One thing that we love to do as a part of our 10-day Rev Up is there's multiple opportunities to qualify and to be entered into drawings for different prizes throughout the whole 10 days. And so that is another really super fun aspect of our 10-day Rev Up. So if you like to earn prizes, this is another thing you can do with us along the way.
Yeah, so it makes it super fun, and you have your whole community there. So yeah, hopefully that gives you a little bit better idea of what it is. You can also ask any of these ladies a little more details. Some of them talked about their containers, and we have just like little colorful containers, makes it kind of fun to measure portions. And it makes it a lot easier. So many of us are very visual, so that makes it easier to go ahead and follow the list that we have. So we have a calendar that we're going to share with you about what Rev Up is going to look like for the next year. And for those of you that are on the Zoom live, I posted it in the chat as a PDF file so that you can go in there and just like download that and print it out for yourselves. For those of you that are on Facebook Live, I'll post it in here in the chat after we're finished here, and then you can go and print that out. Otherwise, if you can't find it later, just let us know and we'll send it out to you. So let me go ahead and share my screen so we can take a look at this. All right, this is looks like it's showing. Yeah, okay, so here's what it looks like. It's a lot of colorful squares, right? Okay, so on January 3rd, so these dark purple squares here is when the doors open. So sometimes that's at the beginning of the month, sometimes it's at the end, like January 3rd, doors open. And then, but the thing that's almost always happens is for the most part, the first Monday of the month is going to be when we start day one. I need to get my water. And then we'll have before day one, can't just have a normal cup of water, right? I have a giant jug. Before day one, we have prep days 1, 2, and 3. So those are the light purple. And then the doors open. So when we say the doors open, it's a Facebook group. And that's when we let everybody that's in the waiting room like come in. So they can, start hearing the prep day stuff, download the file, because there's a file that Wendy had put together that is the whole plan. So you download the file, you listen to the prep day videos. Those are the most important, tells you exactly what to do so that you can get ready that weekend and then start on Monday. So you see that every month here. And then if you just like to read dates and stuff over here on the right side, that gives you a little bit easier understanding of what's going on with that. So what I wanted to point out to you is over on the right side, we have 3 pink highlighted events. Okay. The Rev Up Wellness event on March 7th through 8th. Now, we don't have a lot of detail on this yet. We're still in the planning stages here. And, the dates can vary. They may change up a little bit. That is supposed to be in the panhandle of Florida somewhere. And it would be like a 1 or 2 day event. Wendy, what do you remember about on the details of that? And pull my notes out.
On that, the plan is going to be, as far as the Rev Up side of it, would be like a Thursday evening gathering for talking about Rev Up, trying out some foods and stuff like that, and learning about it. And then on the Friday, I think first half of the day, like morning to early afternoon, is going to be kind of a business related surrounding, Young Living, using, getting people to come and learn about Rev Up and some different things like that, working with social media. So some business related things. And so, yeah, I think the Thursday evening is the plan for like the big kind of gathering, and partially celebrating, inviting people to join us, that kind of fun stuff. So
yeah, so that'll be a fun event. If anybody, is able to get there in person, might just kind of jot that on your calendar. It would be really cool if we could get together and take some pictures together during that time out on the beach. It would be really fun, right? So, and then down there in the June, July section, it says YL 30 convention. It's the 30-year convention for Young Living. There will be Rev Up activities during that convention. We're planning on having a table at the, what's it called?
Aroma Share.
Aroma Share. Yeah, that happens usually a couple days before the convention. So if you're there early, it might overlap like that Wednesday, right? It's during that Wednesday.
Yeah, normally they're open Tuesday, Wednesday, so Wednesday overlaps a little bit.
Okay. So Tuesday and Wednesday. Wednesday is when convention starts, usually in the evening. And so, but sometimes it's farm day. So we have to see how it works out this year. But if you can come a day or two, we'll have, we're planning on having a table, and we're planning on having some speaking events on the Rev Up. So that's an opportunity to come and participate. We always, the last time we were there, those were some of the shots that we got in that video where we were dancing and stuff like that. That is the Ningxia Red Bar. It's very fun. And then the third thing we have highlighted here is the Rev Up Rockstar Retreat. So let me stop sharing this, and but you have the calendar for the whole year, so you know like what to expect when it starts and stops, because a lot of the people that are here that have had so much success, they've gone through the Rev Up over and over and over, or they've joined a coaching program. So some of us coaches actually offer a higher accountability coaching program, which gives you an even deeper, like an even greater community. Like it's a small community where you really bond in that community. So we can talk about that just a little bit, but we're focused on the Rev Up right now. And so the Rev Up Rockstars, if you are in the Rev Up for 3 months in a row, you are considered a Rev Up Rockstar, and you would qualify to attend the retreat. Now, we don't know all of the details. Mary Star was talking about somewhere in Texas for that retreat, and we're just the coaches retreat we just did was kind of a practice for a Rev Up Rockstar retreat. So we'll see what that's about. It was a blast. It was so much fun for us to be able to do that. It's going to be even more fun for all of you. So I highly encourage you to stick around and keep attending the Rev Up so that you can be a Rev Up rock star. We'll have probably more and more fun things to go. Farm Day is canceled due to an international convention. I just read that from Quran. I haven't read that yet. I don't know that they have ever canceled Farm Day, so I guess we will find out. Farm Day is part of the Young Living Convention, so you can go to the farm and see. It's a beautiful place. You just have to go. Okay, so let me see what else is on our list here. Those are our exclusive insights. So if you are wanting to join the Rev Up, you need to jump in very soon. If you're, the sooner you jump in, the better, because you need to get your products ordered. And there's 3 levels, 3 options, a good, better, best option. Whoever invited you to come and watch this, ask them for a form it's like an application form. It's short, so that you can choose which product set that you want to start with. If you are a guest of if you're in the downline of one of the coaches, it's a free program to participate in. If you are outside of one of the coaches group teams, then it's $97 a month starting in January. If you're it's considered cross line if you're in somebody else's downline. If you start before January 8th, if you join the Rev Up and you're not in one of our downlines, you have to pay for it monthly. You're going to want to get in before January 8th because it is only $47 a month and you will be grandfathered in. Starting after January 8th, it's going to be $97 a month after that to be part of that. So if you are not a member at all, then, talk to whoever invited you and we'll, let's figure out how this is going to work. Okay. There are ways, I'm just going to give you some hints. This is going to be inside of the Rev Up. There are ways to get your products for free. There are ways to create an income out of this if you would like to. If you need a little extra money to earn, then you can get results for yourself, and then you're going to want to help other people because they're going to be asking you what you're doing. And by doing that, by helping them to change their lives, you will start to earn an income. Isn't that a nice way to earn an income? By helping other people to get what they want? Yeah. So those things are talked about inside of the Rev Up, how you can do that, how you can get your products covered. People need this. We have friends and family all around us that we know need this. And just try it and see what you think. It's 10 days, can't hurt, right? And then we did also mention some coaching. So Wendy Clayton is offering coaching full-time, which is like 3 to 6 months programs. Wendy, do you want to just share a little bit of that? And then we're going to go ahead and wrap up.
Yeah, just super quick. So so for those that are wanting to plug in to a higher level of accountability and to make sure you stay focused longer, I've been doing mainly focusing on 6-month programs. We may offer some shorter ones coming up in the next year. But the 6-month really is what gets you to go from your 10-day program to something that's going to take you through. We go through a couple of phases grouped into 3 months, 12-week sessions. And it is really what helps take you to the next level to really, really reach your goals and to deal with all of those issues that I mentioned that come up when we're going through this process, so that not only will you be able to lose the weight, you'll be able to maintain it, because you'll be able to handle those things that come up and make this a true lifestyle that's sustainable for years and years and years and years, which Jen and I can both attest to. When you do the work on all the levels, it makes a huge difference in your progress and your ability to maintain going into the future. So I'm here to help. We do have a new group opening in January in the next week and a half, 2 weeks. So if you are interested in that, let me know. I'll get you the application link and we will get you going with that.
Yeah, and all of it, like Becky and Meg have both been in a coaching program. It wasn't Wendy's, but it was one of mine. And I usually team up with either Wendy or with another coach to run a coaching pod. And I think that that's probably been very effective for them. We do encourage them to go through the Rev Up just to keep going. And I just want to end this with one thing. I want you to know that your struggle with your weight, it's not your fault. It is not your fault. You do not have to do this on your own. It's okay to get help when you need it. If what you're doing has not worked all this time, it's okay to come and get some help and be with others who have gone through what you're going through. It's going to change your life. I promise you. And you're not going to, well, you'll look back, but you'll be like, I'm so glad I'm not there anymore. So thank you for participating. I'm going to